Hello, my name is Dr. Alduan Tartt, positive psychologist and servant for you, the people. I was doing radio this morning with my main man, KD Bo. Check him out, kdbomorningshow.com. And he brought up the topic, how do you know if you're selfish or not, and what can you do about it? So when we start talking about relationships, selfishness is one of the things that's the most difficult to deal with if you're in a relationship with someone who's selfish. And if you're selfish, it's hard for you to stay in a relationship. So what I've done is I've done some research to give you a test to help you figure out whether or not you're selfish. Because the goal is to be able to suspend yourself and to be able to upgrade and amplify and push play on your partner and meet their needs and vice versa. So when you go into a relationship selfless, meaning that you're focused on the other person and they're focused on you, that is the highest quality of love that you can have, because it models the love that you get from God, unconditional God. He pours into you, and then you want to reciprocate because you want to be faithful and have a relationship with Him. So when we emulate that and you move into a romantic relationship or even a friendship, you're going to discover high quality relationships. Now, a word of warning. Make sure that you do not suspend yourself and get into a relationship with someone who's not willing to do the same, because all you'll do is find yourself being taken advantage of. Your niceness will be taken for a sign of weakness. But let's dive right into it. 10 signs that you might be selfish and what you can do about it. This information is adopted from a book. I say a man, but a guru, an expert in the field of leadership. His name is Marshall Goldsmith, wrote a book called What Got You Here Won't Get You There. So I've kind of adopted some of those principles towards relationships. All right, number one sign that you might be selfish. If you have a mindset that you win at all costs no matter what. Now what that means is that you're willing to win no matter who has to get hurt. That is selfish, that is not selfless. Number two, you feel the need to always add your 2 cents in. Instead of telling someone good idea, what you do instead is you say, you know what, that's a pretty good idea. But you know what would make it better or make it excellent, and then you add in your 2 cents. Now chances are you're probably a smart person. What you say probably adds 10% to a 90% idea and makes it 100. But what happens is the person no longer feels ownership over that idea, and they start giving credit to you that you made the idea what it is. That is more selfish than selfless. Now, I told you, a lot of these things are going to surprise you. This is about being the best lover that you can be, the best partner, the best friend, the best business manager that you can be. Number three, you pass judgment. The only person that's allowed to pass judgment are God and Jesus, because they are the only true perfect people in the world. Okay? Everyone else has fault. We all are imperfect. So passing judgment is more about you wanting to label that person and make that person feel bad, but it really does nothing for the other person. It doesn't make them motivated to change. It's best to support and encourage versus pass judgment. Number four, you make destructive comments. You feel that those destructive comments are going to motivate the person you're talking to, but I can't tell you a time when that's ever worked. Oftentimes it leads to a self-fulfilling prophecies. I see this a lot in parents, especially in inner city neighborhoods, where they try to motivate their child by saying, you know what, if you don't change, you're going to be dead by the time you're 18. If you don't change, you're going to flunk out and you're going to be homeless. Well, all it does is make that kid think about flunking out and being homeless, because it doesn't give them an alternative of what they could be. So instead of making destructive comments, make constructive comments. Make constructive criticism. So saying, listen, you said you wanted to be a doctor. There's no way you're going to be a doctor making those kind of grades. You're going to have to get your grades up to the A's and B range so that you can be the man or woman that you want to be, so that we can be calling you doctor versus someone that's not going to be in medical school. All right. Number five, you have a bad habit. I'm going to get some of you on this one. You have a bad habit of saying yes, but, no, but, or however, when you're communicating with another person. Those are comments that you really absolutely want to avoid, because it shows that you're not really listening. What you're doing is you're thinking about what your interpretation is, or you are finding ways to be resistant to what they're saying. If you really are selfless, which is the opposite of being selfish, other people focused, your goal is to listen and absorb and simply say, I hear where you're coming from. People don't expect you to agree, but they do expect you to listen. And if you're too quick to say yes, but however, you're really focusing on what you think about what they say versus really suspending yourself and focusing on what it is they're trying to get you to understand and to hear. Isn't this some good stuff? This guy, Marshall Goldsmith, is the truth. Number 6, you feel the need to tell the world how smart you are. That is more about boosting yourself up, because the chances are, if you are intelligent, you probably had some teachers. You probably had some mentors. You probably had a mom and a dad that helped you to get smarter, that poured into you, that paid good money for you to have an education. Telling the world how smart you are really is more about arrogance. It's really a need to feel important. And that is more selfish, because if you're selfless and you focus on others, you want to let them feel that they are intelligent, or you want to let them know how an idea that you got from them made you be able to appear smarter than what you really are. Matter of fact, the people that appear smartest really acknowledge the fact that they only know very little, and there's so much more information that they need to know, and they partner with other smart people to make them look smarter than they really are. No one's successful by themselves. Number 7, this is a key. Speaking when angry. Wow, this is something I have to work on myself. All right? Sometimes we want to speak when angry because we want to get some things off our chest. We just can't tolerate whatever is happening right then and there. Like whenever I see a young man sagging his pants, I want to speak out of anger, but the chances of him responding to that are slim to nil. After all, I don't have a relationship with this young man, and I'm telling him what he's doing wrong without even giving him any type of compliments. So the goal is suspend what you want to say while angry. Think about the best way to convey it, because the goal is, if you don't want to be selfish, is that you really want to focus on how the person's going to receive the information versus you just simply wanting to vent at the time. Number 8, you feel the need to explain why you have negative thoughts about a person's idea. Absolutely wrong. And it's not going to do anything but discourage them. You don't want to say the negative ideas. You want to find ways to find the 1 or 2 positive things that they have and give them some ways in which they can find a different direction. Okay? So you want to avoid why you want to explain the negativity. You can either be an anchor or a motor. An anchor brings people down. A motor helps them drive through the same issue. Make sure you're a motor. Research shows that 1 negative comment can drown out 6 positive comments. And you've seen that in meetings where the meeting is going well and 6 people agree, and then the 1 person says something negative and it brings the whole group down. Yeah, avoid being an anchor. Be a motor. Number 9, you withhold information because you want to maintain power. So instead of telling people that I got all this information and adapted it, for myself from Marshall Goldsmith, if I was truly selfish and didn't want to give this man credit, I would just say that I came up with these ideas all by myself. Yeah, because it makes me seem smarter. No, you do not want to do that if you want to be in a positive relationship. Go ahead and give all the information that you have so that it can empower others. All right, number 10. Final one, failing to give proper recognition. Now, chances are that you've gotten to where you are because you've had a team to support you, friends, family, mentors, different authors, different pastors that have poured into you and helped you uplift yourself. Now, when you succeed, you're supposed to give proper recognition to them. If you take all the credit for yourself or simply forget to recognize all those that help you to get there, especially your significant others, you're going to be in hot water. Also, you're robbing them of the spirit and their very nature of feeling helpful. I like to feel helpful. I want something that you see in this video to help you. The best kind of feedback you can give me is something that you said, Dr. Tartt, was very helpful to me. It helped me to be a better man or a better woman. I don't care about how you feel I look. I don't care about how you feel, how smart you think I am. I don't care about that. I just care that what I'm saying is helping the world. There are a lot of people like me, a lot of psychologists, a lot of helpers, a lot of pastors, a lot of preachers, a lot of social workers that simply want to help. When you don't recognize those that help you, you rob them of that feeling of joy that they had something to do, a large part to do with your success. So those are 10 tips that you might be selfish and what you can do to change that. So I want to make sure you improve your relationships in business, your family, and of course your love life. So put these things into practice. Don't make any excuses. Change them today. And I look forward to you having improved, healthier, and happier relationships. My name is Dr. Tartt. positive psychologist. Take care. Send me any emails, any feedback, send them to Dr. Tartt at drtartt.com. Take care, and God bless.